Myself, K. Sirisha, working as assistant professor in Anwar College of Engineering and Technology. Today, uh, today we are going to enter into the new topic. It is a forecasting. It is the second unit for PPC in PPC subject. So now you're look at the introduction part. Now look at the introduction. So what is introduction? So the growing competition, frequent changes in customers' demand, and the trend towards automation demand, the decisions in business should not be based purely on guesses, rather on a careful analysis of data concerning the future course of events. So one more I want to tell what is forecasting. So that is nothing but forecasting is the future prediction. So if you will analyze the business in the future, and if you guess it is if your guesses are correct, and you'll get the good profit, and if your guesses are wrong, obviously we will get a loss also. So the 100% we will take a guesses, most it will get a profit. Okay, so the growing competition, the frequent changes in customer demand, and the trend towards automation demand, the decisions in business should not be based purely on guesses, and it should not be based purely on guesses, rather on a careful analysis of the data. So concerning the future course of events, so of and more time and attention should be given to the future than on the past, and the question which is likely to happen should take precedence over what has happened. Okay, every time we have to take what is happened in the past also, and through no attempt to answer the first can be made with the facts and figures being available to answer the second. And next, in a world where future is not known with certainty, virtually every business and economic decision rests upon a forecast of future conditions also. So the forecasting aims at reducing the area of uncertainty that surrounds management decision making with respect to cost. Obviously, I will tell that is nothing but surrounding management decision making with respect to cost, profit, sales, and the production, pricing, capital investment, and so forth. If the future were known with certainty, okay, if your the future were known with certainty, the forecasting would be unnecessary. Okay, but uncertainty does not exist. Future outcomes are rarely assured, and therefore organized system of forecasting is necessary. Some of following are the functions of forecasting. So what are those? The creation of plans of action. The general use of forecasting is to be found in monitoring the continuing progress of plans based on forecast. And next, the forecast provides a warming system of the critical factors to be monitored regularly, because they might drastically affect the performance of the plan. And next, it is important to note that objective of business forecasting is not to determine a curve or series of figures that will tell exactly what will happen. Okay, what will happen, say a year in advance. Like in future is like that. If you know the past data, and we will tell the what is the future year also. So that is the forecasting, but it is to make analysis based on definite statistical data, which will enable an executive to take advantage of future conditions also. In forecasting, one should note that it is impossible to forecast the future precisely. Okay, and there will always must be some range of error allowed in the forecaster. So sometimes our guess is exactly near to the 100%. Sometimes it will not nearly reach. So our guesses will be corrected, because we don't know how our guess will be correct or not. But it guesses our guesses will be definitely get the profit. So that is the forecasting. And next, forecasting fundamentals. What are the forecasting fundamentals? A prediction, projection, or estimate of some future activity, event, or occurrence. So those are all the forecast meaning. So what are the types of forecast? Economic forecast. So in economics, how the forecast it is, predict a variety of economic indicators. So what in economic, the related terms are money, supply, inflation rates, interest rates. Those are all the economic forecast. So if you take the technological forecast, predict rates of technological progress and innovation. Demand forecast. What are the demand forecasts? Predict the future demand for a company's product or services. So those are all the types of forecasts. One is economical forecast, and another one is technological forecast, and third one is demand forecast. Right. So what since virtually all the operation management decisions in both the strategic category and the statistical category um, require as input a good estimate of future demand. This is the type of forecasting that is emphasized in our on our course. Next, the types of forecasting methods. In we have two types of forecasting methods. One is qualitative methods, and another one is quantitative methods. What is qualitative methods? These types of forecasting methods are based on judgments, opinions, intuition, emotions, or personal experience that are subjective in nature. They do not rely on any rigorous mathematical computations. So qualitative is nothing but taking judgments, our opinions, our personal experience. So those are all the qualitative methods. In quantitative methods, take the mathematical computations. So not the persons related. So if you take only based on the mathematical computations, that is nothing but qualitative methods. In quantitative methods, we have two types of models. One is time series models and another one is associative models. In time series models look at past pattern of data and attempt to predict the future based upon the underlying patterns contained within the those data. So one word in want to say quantitative data is nothing but in some markets we look at some bikes exposing. Some bikes exposing the people are they're taking the some data collected from you. So they take the data and based upon this data, they will implement that those bikes or not. So that is nothing but a judgmental from audience, and based upon the data from audience, and they will implement that particular product or not. That is nothing but a quantitative methods. Okay, so in that quantitative methods, we have two models are taken. So one is time series models and another one is associative model. So time series model and associative models is nothing but all called casual models. So in time series models, one is naive, that is the meaning of users last period is actually value as a forecast. And next is simple mean average, use an average of all past data as a forecast. And next, simple moving average, uses an average of a specified number of the most recent observations, with each observation receiving the same emphasis. That next, weighted moving average, uses an average of a specified number of most of the recent observations, with each observation receiving a most emphasizes different emphasis. Next, exponential smoothing, a weighted average procedure with weight declining exponential as data becoming older. And next, trend projection, technique that uses the least squares method of it fit a straight line of to the data. Next, seasonal indexes, a mechanism for adjusting the forecast to accommodate any seasonal patterns inherent in the data. So those are all the quantitative methods of time series models. And next, decomposition of a time series. So patterns that may be present in a time series only. So that is trend. Trend is nothing but data exhibit a steady growth or declare over time. Seasonality, data exhibit upward or downward swings in a short to intermediate time frame. Cycles, data exhibit upward and downward swings in very long time frame. Okay, random variations, erratic and unpredictable variation in the data over time with no discernible pattern. Illustration of time series decomposition, hypothetical pattern of historical demand. Here, those are all the graphs taken between different times, dependent versus independent, and business time series. So those are all the. So here we look at this graphs. So one is time increasing trend. So if time is increasing, the trend will be like that. If time is decreasing, the trend will be like that. Time seasonal variation. Time seasonal variation is sometimes up and sometimes down, sometimes up and sometimes down. And time cycle variation. So the time cycle variation every day the situation will be like that. And erratic, sometimes it is drastically up and sometimes it drastically down. So that is erratic. Combination these patterns, the forecaster tries to understand the reasons for such changes. So what are the changes? Is change that have occurred as a result of a general tendency of the data to increase or decrease, known as the secular movements. Changes that have taken place during a period of 12 months as a result in changes in climate, weather conditions. Festivals are called seasonal changes. Changes that have been taken place as a result of booms and depressions are called as cyclic variations. And changes that have taken place as a result of such forces that could not be predicted, like flood, earthquake, etc., are called irregular and erratic variations. That is nothing but secular movements is nothing but sometimes our demand is increase or decrease. And next, sometimes because of in this during this 12 months, because of festivals, in festival times the flower state will be increase. Without festival, our flower costs will decrease. In some climatic conditions, weather conditions, sometimes that product may demand, some that product may not demand. So that is like that. And sometimes booms and depressions. Sometimes in this corona time, sometimes our products will raise the cost products. Sometimes suddenly because of corona our rates will fall down. So that is that depressions are called booms and depressions are called as the cyclic variations. And predictions, in sometimes like flood, earthquake, at that time also suddenly regular or erratic variations. Okay, next, quantitative approaches of forecasting. So what is quantitative approach of forecasting? Most of the quantitative techniques calculated demand forecast as an average from the past demand. So completely based upon the past. The following are some important forecasting techniques. So those are all the very important. Simple averaging method, and a simple average of demand occurs in all previous time periods is taken as a demand forecast for the next time period in this method. So these are all the example regarding the simple average method. So here a XYZ television supplies found a demand of 200 sets in 200 sets in July, 225 sets in August, and 245 sets in September. Find the demand forecast for the month of October. He has given 3 months. One is July, August, and September. He will ask the demand forecast. Upcoming month is October using simple average method. So we are taking simple average method, and we will forecast the month of October. How we will take? So simple average is nothing but demand 1 plus demand 2 plus demand 3 by 3. Just add 3 months. So for July month 200 and August month is 225 and September month is 245, and average these 3 months we get the upcoming forecast of October, that is 224. So this problem is very simple. Just average the 3 months and get the forecast of October month. So simple average moving average method. In this method, now this is a simple average method, and we are going to take the simple moving average method. So simple moving average method, in this method the average of the demands from several of most recent period is taken as the demand forecast for the next time period. The number of past periods to be used in calculations is selected in the beginning and is kept constant. So here this is a simple moving average method. Here XYZ refrigeration supplier has experienced the following demand for refrigerator during past 5 months. He has given 5 months. What are those 5 months? February, March, April, May, June. So this is the demand. Okay. Find out the demand forecast for the month of July using 5 period moving average and 3 period moving average using simple moving average method. He asked what is the July month. Okay. So here simple moving average method, how we will take? We will take for first 5 year average, and this is the formula. M is equal to sigma phi is equal to 1 to r into demand. Di is nothing but demand by n. So for 5 moving average here, so what is the first month? February, March, April, May, June. So 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 60 plus 45. How many months here we have? 5 months divided by 5. So sigma phi is equal to 1 to n demand I by n. How many months here? 5 months. So that is 5. We have 29 units. For 3 periods, n is equal to 3. So demand I is equal to 1 to 3. Here, firstly, I is equal to 1 to 5. Next, yi is equal to 1 to 3, D3. So 20, 30, 40. Sorry, 40 plus 60 plus. So last 3 months we have taken 40 plus 60 plus 45. So that is 48.33. So that is 49 units. So just we have take first 5 months, next the last 3 months. So first 5 months and the next last 3 months we will average the 3 periods. Okay. So weighted moving average method. In this method, unequal weights are assigned to the past demand data while calculating simple moving average as the demand forecast for next month period. Usually, most recent data is assigned the highest weighted factor. So now look at the this method. So that is the manager of restaurant wants to make decision on inventory and overall cost. He wants the forecast demand for the some of the items based on the weighted moving average method. For the past 3 months, he has experienced demand for pizza as follows. So here he is using weighted moving average method. So here the month is October 400 demand, November 480 demand, December 550 demand. Find the demand for month of January. So October, November, December. For he wants the demand for the month of January by assuming suitable weighted to demand data. So weighted moving average method formula is sigma of CI into DI. CI is nothing but weighted for periods. DI is nothing but demand for period. Here C1 is 0.25 and here periods C2 is equal to 0.3 and C3 is 0.5. So here he has given. So the manager, okay, for past 3 experience has here he has given the data also. So here for C1 periods, C1 is 0.2, 0.25, C2 is 0.3, C3 is 0.5. Already this is all given from the given data. And next weighted moving average is CID is nothing but C1 D1 plus here we have only 3 months. So C1 D1 plus C2 D2 plus C2 D3. So put all this data here and get the 519 units. So 519 units is for January. And next, exponential smoothing method. In this method, weights are assigned in exponential order. The weights decrease exponentially from most recent data to older demand data. This method is very important. So what is that? So one of the two-wheeler manufacturing company experienced irregular but usually increasing demand of for three products. The demand was found to be 420 bikes for June and 440 bikes for July. They use a forecasting method which takes an average to past year to forecast future demand. Use the simple average method. Demand forecast or genius to be found as 320 bikes. Uses smoothing coefficient is zero point 0.7 to weight the recent demand most heavily and find the demand forecast of August. Actually, smooth coefficient is now it is indicated in the like alpha. So whenever the smooth exponential smoothing method, just this it is the formula regarding the exponential smoothing. So that is ft is equal to alpha into dt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha into ft minus 1. So alpha is nothing but smoothing coefficient, dt minus 1 is the actual demand for recent period, ft is nothing but actual forecast for recent period, ft is nothing but forecast of next period. Okay, just remember this formula only. Okay, ft is equal to alpha into dt minus 1 plus f into 1 minus alpha into ft minus, this is the formula is enough for exponential smoothing. Here here alpha is nothing but here already given exponential smoothing alpha is equal to 0.7 dt minus 1, dt minus 1 is 7. How many demand here he has given? The demand was to be 420 bikes. So demand is 420 plus 1 minus alpha, 1 minus 0.7 into ft minus 1. Ft minus 1 is nothing but June 320. So put the value. This is for July. Okay, he has given June up to June. We want to find out for July. So this is for FT minus 1 is for June 320, DT minus 1 is 440. And for August, he is given August. He is we found the July, and next we want to go for August. Alpha is 0.7 and 440 plus 390 because of this is for this previous. Okay, so 390 and 440 is for 440 is for the demand was found to be 440 for June and 445 for July. So the demand for July is 440 and the previous one is July is 390 and found the August. This is for exponential smoothing and regression analysis. Tomorrow I will explain everything. Thank you, students.